I remember working at McDonald's and at Taco Bell. This has been me from the beginning. Like I started making the food and I ended up going to the drive-thru. Like it's been my thing since I was a kid.
No wonder you get... So Miguel has this thing with fast food. Like,
what are you talking
dude,
about?
if you can't get my order right, you shouldn't be working here. Now I understand why you take it so personal. Because you were probably that kid who made sure that everything.
You know what? You know what we should do when we have our money. We have the money to invest on stuff. We should buy I'm gonna buy one of every fast food franchise, and I'm gonna be like
That's a headache.
I'm gonna be like a fucking dictator to everybody there. I'm like, dude, if you fuck up an order, you're gonna have hell to pay. You know what I mean? Because that shit drives me crazy, man. It
happens to Miguel. Like it always happens.
No, but what I was saying was, as far as like looking for that next thing to do, like as soon as I got there, I was like, okay, I'm gonna learn how to make this food. All right, you put the fries in, hit the button. Freaking put the burgers down, hit the button. Then you pull them out, flip them, hit the button. And then little by little, you learn how to do all this stuff. And I'm like, okay, so what's next? Okay, so now I can go to the drive-thru. And then from the drive-thru, I go to the cashier. And then like, that's just what I always have focused on. It's like, all right, now that I know this, what's the next thing for me to do? I
don't think you could teach that.
Which is one of those things where, I don't know, not to get into like a political thing or whatever, but like there's people that debate back and forth about minimum wage and all this stuff. And it's like, dude, that's not supposed to be an ending point. You're not, you know what? Start me off at $2 an hour. I don't give a fuck because it's only going to be like, I mean, obviously $2 is really low, but you know what? I won't take a job for $2 an hour. Right. So the market will dictate what's fair. The thing is that regardless of where I start, that is not where I'm going to stay. You know, so if the minimum wage was back then $7 or whatever, or $6, I don't know what it was. Yeah. My plan was to get out of minimum wage as fast as possible. And the only way to do that, I wasn't asking like, hey, you should give me a raise. I was like, I need to learn how to work the register.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm going to go fucking cook this food, mop the floor, and I'm going to pay attention to, hey, show me how to work that machine.
So how do you teach that, or can you teach that? And the only way I can see is if you lead by example. You know, like the kids see, okay,
yeah,
daddy was doing this. You know, daddy started taking, you know, some college classes.
Daddy
went, you know.
There's a very bad word that's going around right now, and it's entitlement. Like, you're not entitled to shit. You got to work for shit. You need to work for stuff and you need to earn it. Like you're not entitled to make $15 an hour. Like that. This is.
No, I get it. Yeah.
You know what? This is some real shit right now, because for real, they want. A couple years back, they were talking about how the federal minimum wage needed to be $15 an hour because below that, it's not a fair wage and you just can't live off of that. I worked on helicopters for, I think when I first, like as a civilian, when I first got back into aviation.
Like 17.
I think I started at 15 as a contractor, and then I went to 17 once I got hired by the company. But you're going to tell me that the minimum wage is going to be $15. Now, you're going to get paid $15 for flipping burgers, and I'm going to get paid $15 for putting together helicopters. Right. You can kiss my fucking ass. Because one has way more responsibility than the other one, and one has way more skills that you need to learn than the other one.
Right.
But you know what? This is the thing, is that there's things that I can't control. And you know what I did? I made my fucking $15 an hour, and I got out of that shit as fast as possible. In 2 years, I think my pay had gone up like over $5 an hour because it was never my plan to stay there.
Right. Similar story. When I started in the legal industry, I was going to school, and I ended up making $13 an hour, working a job, going to school, and then I got my Pell Grant taken away.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking to myself, how am I going to, because I wanted to be an attorney.
Yeah.
Now what are the steps? And I was so against getting a school loan, and I was not aware of the scholarships. Like I just, you know, I had no idea. But I figured out if I get my foot in the door, even if it's as a secretary, a clerk, I can learn and move up. And I ended up taking a job and taking a $3 pay cut from $13 to $10 an hour, got into a firm and just worked my way up and worked my way up.
Yeah. That's how you, I mean, no matter where you start,
it's a start.
That's exactly what it is. Yep, you're right. It's a start. That's it.